Knights Academy. Training's in session.
Last week we left off with Gruck continuing to train. He had one last person to go through. And then we can start on Zach for how he's interrogating or whatever he wanted to do with these trainees to see if they are up to snuff. It is, yes, and you actually have been cured, to remind you. You can actually see on the map that I do have some of the stuff there. You guys have 3 fireplaces, only one of them is lit right now, where you can actually do any brewing you need. There's work tables, all the utensils you need. It is still all pretty rudimentary. It's not like you have a very good lab. Don't get me wrong, like it is probably one of the better ones out there, but it can still be better. Mechanics, you can make pretty much any potion there as long as you have the ingredients. You can also have up to 3 people assisting you with the size of the lab to cut down time. Well, you can get an apprentice. You don't need one. And Ambrosia can help you. She doesn't need to She doesn't need to be an apprentice to help. I mean, it's up to you guys what you do with recruiting people. So. So yes, it is up and running there for you. So Gruck, you were still talking to, who was the last one you were talking to? Grip. Yes, GRIP Grip. Huh. Let's see. How does she take that? And I have actually specified with him, because he did some research into it, that there are higher chances of sending him to certain places depending on the triggering effects. For example, if you banish somebody underwater, the chances of them being banished to the realm of water, the plane of water, is stronger. Yeah, they probably won't come back alive if it's a basic person. Been there, done that. I was actually referring to the guy you guys just tortured. So did you do that in the water, or? She looks confident when you cast a spell. A minute later, when she comes back, stone cold, no emotion. She's just staring at you. Wasn't the worst experience. Wasn't the worst experience. Gotta get my jaw out for it. I would find that a little exhausting, personally. She just looks at you. Is that it? Any more? She shrugs. Not that he is aware of. That's about the... Well, you could, Knowledge Arcane at disadvantage. Are you actually watching this? Okay. Alright. Yeah, you actually probably are. So, you say, okay, you can go back. She's still tied up. She goes, just snaps the rope, stands up and nods at you and walks out. 24, dude. Like, she just pop. I also like the fact that you went the easiest on the orc. And if you wanted to know where she went, you could roll Arcane disadvantage. That's about the best way that it could happen for you to know.
I'll give it a random shot in the dark. Nope.
Okay. There we go. Yes and no. You have no bloody clue.
She did go to the plane of orgasms.
Now you're kind of wanting to banish yourself.
Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, Saxon wouldn't give a shit. Pink is curious.
Well, OOC, I might tell you later. Just remind me when, we're not playing.
Okay.
All right. So, their morning went very interestingly. Saxon is going to be in town this entire day. So, Zach.
Yeah, I want to make that potion that I told you about.
Yes. You're going to have to experiment around with that, and you're not exactly sure what ingredients are going to be necessary. Potion of Invisibility, though, itself usually runs about 400 gold. You're looking at a specialized one, so it's probably going to be more than that, and you will have to experiment. You're probably looking at about... Because you don't actually pay full price when you make a potion, but to experiment around and figure out what it is, you're probably looking at about 400 gold. Start experimenting around in that minimum.
Can I ask a question real quick, just out of curiosity?
Absolutely.
What day was the heist? Was that today while I'm in Seaport?
No, it was or did you go the day after you were better, or 2 days after you were better?
Well, the day I was better, we interrogated the guy.
So that was the day that the heist
Same
was.
day?
That was the day the heist was. Day 5.
The day
After day 5 post resurrection was the day the heist was on. I assumed you went into town day 6.
Okay.
Which is day 6.
Okay. Like, I was just trying to, like, get the math working in my head for when I did not have the bag of holding.
Yeah. No, you have your bag of holding back.
Okay. That's just out of curiosity. Please continue.
Alright. Our Saxon, first off, you are aware that you do need to be back later that day in the evening, post-supper sometime, for your whatever you wanted to do with the trainees, in order to test them.
Well, I figure we'll probably have supper with the family and then leave.
Okay, yeah, that works. So, Zach, you have several hours. What do you want to do to test them?
I'm going to
right now, what I was assuming during, like, because you were watching the whole thing with Gruck, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. So when you want to spend some downtime, what I would say for the start of trying to figure out a potion without just experimenting blindly would be researching. So you'll have to spend some time researching into the various herbs and whatnot. Make a check basically every day and see X number of checks depending on the difficulty, and you'll figure out closer how to make it. Then you have to go to the experiment, which will be easier at that point.
I'm going to do the classic lemon juice then, with invisible ink.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
You don't know? You write something with lemon juice on a paper and then just put it near a fire, and it becomes visible.
Okay. All right. So what exactly are you doing? And yeah, I did actually know about that one. It just slipped my mind.
I'm gonna write. How many of them are?
There's 4 of them.
I'm gonna write 12. Out of which there are only 3 wins. So basically, I'm going to write 12 tickets.
Okay.
Each in a different language that I know.
Okay.
Or how many languages do I know? Let me check. I want to write one in each. I hope I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. I have only 9. So I'm gonna write 3 of them in Draconic to make 12 total.
Okay. And what are you writing on them exactly?
Win, lose. Basically, they need to find the winning one.
All right, and you put them all in the room at the same time, or what? Like, describe everything to me so I know what's happening before I make any rolls.
Okay, so I have 12 tickets, right?
All right.
3 of them are winners.
Okay.
Out of those 12, but each one of them are in different languages.
Okay. What's the 3 languages the winners are in?
One it's in Draconic, one in Undercommon, and one in Sylvan.
Okay. I wanted to write those down because that's kind of important.
Okay. I'm going to hide all of them around the mansion.
Okay.
Matt, I'll be right back. I gotta run grab my phone charger.
Alright.
This is going to be entertaining, hopefully.
Alright, so... what checks do I need?
All in different spots. And I'm going to give the 3 winning ones to 3 characters. Actually, no, 2 winning ones, and I'll keep 1 myself.
Like they have to come ask you for it?
No, they have to get it. They just have to find it. I don't care how they obtain it, basically. They can ask, they can steal it, I don't care.
Alright, let me roll through each one of these guys individually. You tell, so you tell them, what do you tell the trainees?
Okay, I've hidden 12 tickets in this whole mansion. People can have them, or they can be just placed somewhere. In a drawer, in a cabinet, anywhere. You have to find the winning ones. There are only 3 of them.
What happens if one of us, the one that doesn't get one?
Well, obviously he loses.
Does that mean we're out?
It just means that you lost my vote.
Okay. Yeah, they're all ready for you to say go, and they will go.
Whenever you're ready, I just laze around.
Alright. Let me pull out a sheet of thing for this to...
one of them, by the way, one of the winning ones, it's on Ambrosia,
Okay, and the other one?
and the other one, I don't know. Who's in the mansion right now?
Gruck is. Vol is.
I don't want to keep
Is-
Grok.
Everybody but Saxon,
Everybody but Saxon.
I think. And I'm not 100% sure how long I'll be there. I might leave before nightfall.
I'm going to be a
Excited.
cheater, and I'm gonna put one of them in the arcane locked cabin in the alchemy lab.
Okay.
I'm really curious if they find them. And the last one I have.
That's fun.
How long will it take Saxon to come back?
I don't know. Oh, for the day? He's
Yeah.
probably going to be gone most of the day.
Okay, so I told them they have until the end of the day.
Alright.
It's morning, right? Or what time is it?
After Gruck is finished.
So what time is that?
10-ish?
Let's say they have till midnight.
Okay. I'd say supper time, even. Or till the following morning or some weird thing like that. Because Saxon's supposed to do his test with them in the afternoon. Or after lunch. After supper. So.
Okay. How many hours will that be? Exactly.
6, 8
Okay.
on supper.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Okay.
Oh, and I told you that the tickets are written with the lemon juice, right?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to be specific.
I'm rolling stuff and I'm writing down how they would go about it individually. Gonna have to set rules on this next time.
It got chaotic fast, didn't it?
It's definitely interesting. All right, so the day proceeds on. And are you watching them actively, or just kind of lazing about? And Gruck, what are you doing during this time as well?
I'm trying to remember what our how what do we have the policy set for if we're going to take anything out of the vault? I forget. Just, you know,
That's up to you guys. I don't remember.
I think if I remember right, we're like talk to Ambrosia and make a note of what you took, and
I think
like
so.
that's about it. Pretty simple.
I think so. Something like that. That sounds about right.
Well, I know that I borrowed like 50 gold, but I paid them back. From the
Yeah, no,
heist.
I'm thinking about going higher than that. A lot higher than that.
Oh, you need money? How much do you need?
Oh, probably a little over 1,000.
Jesus, what are you going to buy?
An item from Rafa, and then I'll probably have to pay tax on the way out. I don't remember how much that is.
Oh, you want to buy the dagger?
Are you asking directly?
No, out of character.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna
I
go
knew
buy the
it.
dagger. If it's still there, I'm gonna go buy the dagger.
Hopefully they stole it already.
He's hoping.
Yeah, I'm hoping they are fast workers. They even have my rod to work with.
Yes, they do.
Because I figure even if I don't directly know that Tupac has asked you for it back, I know that it is used in the ceremony to create his kind, and I know you sold it there.
He
So-
really has a big mouth for a jaguar.
Like even if you assume that Gruck doesn't know that he wants it back, Gruck knows that he would need it to make more, and
And you want more kitties.
cats are awesome, man. They're all soft and fluffy, and
they
jump
treat you
in
like
your
shit.
jump in your lap and you scratch them under their chin, and they
I
purr at you, and then they get bored and claw your fucking eyes out.
Pretty true.
Yeah. That's why I hate cats.
One of my favorite cats ever. He would jump into my lap if I sat down, and I'd pet him for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then he'd just, I guess, get bored. I don't know what exactly, and he would just bite my hand and then take off. like you could have just fucking jumped off my lap. Like I wasn't holding you, I was just petting you. Nope. I pet him for about 3
Yeah.
minutes, and then just bam, bite my hand, and then fucking jump off and run away.
They are entitled little shitheads.
Fucking,
Yes,
they're
they are.
weird sometimes. I don't know.
How-
Cats.
How are they doing, Matt?
It is. They're going about it in very, very different ways. Very different ways. As you're watching, one of the things is, two of them pretty much are starting off very similar. They're checking different things, looking kind of like an Easter egg hunt. Dez and Slisher are doing that. That's how they start off. They kind of meander about, asking a few questions here and there, and finally kind of settle in, asking questions at various places. They each one of them will find 3, by the way.
Okay.
And nobody ever asked you for yours, by the way.
Okay.
But each one of them has 3. Do the math.
How the hell did they get these 3? So somebody's cheating. I like it. Okay.
So
I can't wait for the unveil. This is going to be awesome.
The orc thinks about it for a while and just wanders away, like literally just wandered away from you. And a while later, you will find her talking to a rather scared-looking Ambrosia.
Okay.
Intimidated the shit out of her. Got Ambrosia to help her.
Can I listen in?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sneaking. I'm just walking by. Actually.
Yeah. No, she's translating them. Helped her figure out. Apparently from the conversation, it sounds like Grip figured out the code part of it. But
She figured out the invisibility part.
she figured out the invisibility part. Yeah, she's actually very intelligent. Actually, I believe she's the smartest of the group.
That's kind of holy shit. The orc is the smartest one. Okay.
Yeah, the orc is the smartest one. She has
Yeah,
a
it
14.
works.
She has a 14 intelligence. She will find out that she has one of the ones that says success.
How many did she translate?
She translated 3 of them, and she found out that she has one of them, and tells Ambrosia that she'll be back with more, perhaps. You'll see her go around and find.
As I hear, can I say something as I hear that?
Yeah.
I don't think that will be possible. I need her in the alchemy lab, so we'll be working for the rest of the day. Good luck and good one as well.
You can see her like, but she does wander off. If you listen in a little bit, she does go and find other people and starts trying to extort money out of them to help them, since she already has a winning ticket.
Okay.
So she's trying to make it profitable for herself.
Did Ambrosia lose hers?
Yeah, no, that's the winning ticket that Grip has on that
Okay.
one. One of the things you'll notice as you're wandering around watching everything, Slisher has 3. He's figured out. This is the sea elf. He's figured out the thing, but you don't think it was him that figured it out. He's talking to Seer.
Seer? Who's that?
Seer is the resident Furbolg. I don't know if you remember him or not. He's the Furbolg that works with the
Oh, right. I saw the clip. Yeah.
Yup. So
The guy-
2 of them are talking, and they figured out the fact about that, and he was able to translate them, telling them none of these are winners.
How many languages does that guy know? I never met him.
He can't comprehend language.
Ah, fuck him! I'm gonna kill him.
You'll find.
I'm going to make a.
Like I said,
Do I have any?
You're gonna have to.
Do I
set
have
rules
any?
Next.
Sorry, keep on going.
You'll have to set
I'm-
rules next time because they're actually.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. That's fine. They found it. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to write on his chest if he doesn't have anything against it.
What are you gonna write?
Out of order.
He'll let you write that on a sign. He'll hang it around his neck. I guess that means no more helping today.
Thank you, buddy. And
You
please
will-
don't indulge them anymore.
You'll find the dwarf actually.
That's comprehend languages as well.
He has he's a cleric. Yeah. You'll find him. He's actually spending time with Yana and Oli cooking. Doesn't
Okay.
seem worried about it at all. Doesn't even seem to be caring about the whole competition right now. And while eating, he's also, or cooking, he's also drinking. So.
Huh. Well, you don't seem in a hurry. Why is that?
He just smiles.
Can I inside check his file?
You can try. And he just says, because I am wise.
Is why?
I am wise.
16.
Alright. Yeah, he seems extremely confident at the moment. And you can give me an actual investigation check if you want to try to find Zayana.
Who was Zayana?
She's the rogue.
Is he distracting me?
You're not sure. But you can give me an actual investigation if you want to find her, like I said. What is your total?
11.
I'm not able to find her all day. You never see her the entire day.
Do I still have mine? I want to check. I want to check my
thoughts. You go to check, it's gone.
Huh.
I rolled her sleight of hand against your passive perception, dude. She beat you hands down.
How much did she get?
26.
Oh, Jesus.
I rolled a 19. So, it is one of her skills that she has expertise in, so that helps.
Can I ask around?
Yeah, nobody's seen her. Here and there. The only person that doesn't answer you when you ask is Dez.
Okay.
He goes, and when you ask if you've seen her, he goes, some point. obviously having something. So your time will pass, and when it ends, by the way, Gruck, if you wanted to go there and back in that time, you could easily.
I think I'd make a stop. I'd have to make a stop first and grab our voucher from the store,
Okay.
and I guess I'll have to. I'll put my name on it.
That works.
And then I'm gonna have to go find a job,
Yeah.
which is gonna be tough considering I plan on leaving in a couple of days.
Yeah, because what you're taking from there is 2 months worth of, nearly 2 months worth of expenses for the estate.
Well, that's why I'm taking the voucher that we got from the store, because there was still credit that was unspent,
That works.
And I think I'd be able to make up the difference. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So, the end of the day. Will you be back in time for the end of this, or it's a pretty quick trip for you, uneventful?
Well, I mean, yeah, because it shouldn't even take like what 4 or 5 hours. Like the rowing from the estate into Seaport would be the longest part of it, really.
The part you will find out when you get down there, is they're asking 3,000 gold for the dagger.
3,000 gold for the dagger?
Yeah.
That is a horrendous markup, sir.
We did not realize its historic value when we purchased it.
Well, you suck.
By the way, Matt,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make one extra loose ticket.
Making one more?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
If I may ask, how did you come to find out about its historical value?
Magic. I cast Identify.
Sure you did.
He's a monk.
Could I persuade you to take a down payment on it and take it off your shelf in the meantime?
Yeah. Yeah, we could probably do that. What type of down payment are you thinking?
The voucher of store credit that we have for 1,250 gold.
Yeah. I can do that. I will pull it off the shelf for a total of a month. If you have not come back and paid the difference, I will put it back on the shelf, and I will return that to store credit.
Very well.
Minus 250 for holding it.
Seems reasonable.
Seems like exploitation.
I mean, it's the advantage of having something that somebody wants.
Mm-hmm. Seems like he's been in this business a long time. So, then I'm assuming you're back in time to hear the results.
Yeah, I would suppose so.
Alright. So, you'll get back in time for the results. This is before Saxon's back as well. He will, they will each come up, and individually hand you the tickets they have for you to inspect.
When the rogue hands it to me, I wanna exchange the lost one with the win one. Right when it happens, when I check it.
Like handing it around?
Yeah.
So like you're taking her win and replacing it with a loss?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. You will have to roll a sleight of hand on that.
Can I be there for that?
Oh yeah.
19.
Ooh. That's a good
And
one.
I'm like,
So you do that, and you're going through, and so you hold it up, you're like, loss. And she kind of turns her head a little bit, but doesn't say anything, hands you her next one. It's a win.
Okay.
When Dez hands you the one, he goes, "This is my winning one." It's a loss one. All three of his were loss.
Okay.
At which point he starts yelling at Zayana.
I am happy to see that you were wise enough to trust her. By the way.
Over the time of them talking, you'll realize quickly that what happened is she found a lot of them. And knowing he had the spell, she went up and had him do the spell to comprehend languages, showing him how the trick worked. Found the winnings, and she sleight-of-handed him a loss when he thought it was a winning. Never bothered to recheck it. And she kept 2 of the winning ones herself.
Okay.
But he thought he had a winning one as a favor for that. So 2 of them win, 2 of them lose.
So they got the one from the magic locked cabinet as well?
Yes, she did.
Oh. Interesting.
You're not exactly sure how, nor is she really sharing information on how. She just kind of smiles.
Okay. I take out the winning one that I have as well. Right now. Sadly, no one got this one. Oh well, I'll throw it in the fire. Any reaction?
The 2 that lost seem upset. So,
Okay.
Grip and Zayana did really well. So, found out Slisher's really good with animals. He was petting the rust monsters without an issue, while wearing a gold bracelet.
Did he check the vault?
No, he didn't take anything from there, but interacting with a rust monster while wearing metal is impressive.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So he can charm monsters or
so,
beasts.
yeah. And Saxon, you'll be getting back shortly after supper time. What do you want to do for your test?
Well, the first thing I want to do is find out what everyone else did.
Alright. Yeah.
By the way, before I leave, can I say something?
Yeah.
Last thing. Too bad no one got to winning tickets. That would have been a you're in kind of thing. With only one, it's a maybe. But good job. And I leave. I just want to be an asshole to the one that stole it from me.
Yeah. Yeah. She's just smiling about it. Because she realized what you did. Well, she knows she took one off of you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. This was entertaining.
So yeah, you guys will all meet up. You heard about the one for Vol already, correct?
Yeah.
And alright, Gruck, you guys are all meeting in the meeting room. This is all 7 of you. The council is 7. The 7 leadership, whatever you want to call yourselves. The 7 fingers of the hand.
Can I check the cabinet first before I get there?
Yes.
Is it unlocked?
It is not unlocked, but there is a huge amount of stuff disturbed on the inside.
Huh. I'm gonna ask Ambrosia about it.
She's not sure. She'll do some investigation. She can tell you more tomorrow.
Please do.
Pink, do you need me to go over all of them again?
Just going over what your general thoughts of everything is, but basically.
Yeah. I don't care what it is you did exactly.
I mean, Vol's
No,
was
well,
like...
Your observation.
That was. I thought that was what you were saying based on how you worded it.
I apologize.
Vol was like, they're strong. They fight well. The one took off my armor. That was ridiculous.
Well,
I knocked them all out. I'm stronger. I mean, I don't know how to roleplay Volt, but
That'll work.
I mean, for what it's worth, the one that knocked you out has decent defensive skills, and at the very least, it can take punishment. Like doesn't shy away from it. Actually, almost seemed to enjoy it, kind of, which is a bit weird. But I mean, who might have thought? The dwarf. I mean, I kind of questioned whether or not he's looking to be in the right line of work. I get he wants to make a name for himself, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I entirely understand how he intends to go about doing that. But I wouldn't consider him a non-combatant by any stretch. And I might question whether or not he has the stomach for it long term, but I think other than that, he would probably be okay. The orc is an orc, as far as I could tell. You need somebody to fight. She is going to be as good as anybody else. And the scrawny elf, well, the second scrawny elf, he is tough. Which, I think that speaks to his character. So I'm okay with him too.
Well, it depends. I mean, the sea elf, it's not that much brain. It's only like a meat shield, I guess. If you want to do something, I don't think he's that stealthy either. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't see him work yet. But from what I can tell, at least for me, the favorites are the orc, which seems to be pretty good combatant, I guess. Pretty strong. Really smart from what I've seen. The smartest of the bunch. And the rogue. Not the smartest, but the most cunning.
Agreed, but I think we would have to try to make sure that she doesn't become too much of a distraction for whatever group that she would work with. I think she would have that possibility.
No one is perfect.
True.
That's why they are here to train.
Yeah, it's just something that would specifically have to keep reined in a little bit. Some levity is always going to be handy, but too much is a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome, kind sir.
We will see you all in the morning.
What are you going to do for a test? Boris asks, sitting in his chair.
I'm going to see how they work together and in a crowd.
I am interested to hear a response.
If you're taking the rogue out for a walk, you should keep an eye on her. She has really sticky fingers.
Okay. Double checking. We've got 3 dudes and a chick.
Yeah.
2 dudes, 2
Two
chicks.
dudes, 2 chicks.
2 dudes, 2
Oh,
chicks.
right.
Okay.
Now that I realized, only the chicks are kind of the best.
They are in this case. They've been rolling better than the guys have.
Hang on one second. How much was it?
25 or 24.96.
I can already see Saxon. Boys team versus girls team.
Thank you.
Good to go, bud.
Okay. I'm going to go down into the room. I want them all gathered in a single room.
Alright. What, where at in the mansion?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So, like,
Saxon's bedroom.
probably
Not
one
that.
of one of the
Like-
eating rooms?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, before we get started, I have a couple of questions. And it's for everybody. What do you think What do you think about what has happened so far?
They. Des speaks up first. What do you mean? Like, what do we think of the trials? What do we think
Yeah.
of the training?
Both.
I believe they're. I've never done testing like this before, so I have no idea. I don't know if it's played into the strengths I have as much as I would like, but it's been educational. Grip is just kind of sitting in the back, and she's just kind of nodding a little bit as he's talking. She's not saying much. Slisher. It shows you his burn marks of a almost completely done anchor of a brand. Never thought I'd come out with this. Still kind of hurts like a son of a bitch, but
Has you been given a heal for it?
no.
Nope.
He's just been toughing it out all day. Like he's
Okay, I'm
two
gonna
HP.
walk up to him and heal the goddamn thing.
Ah,
It's still there, actually.
Prove it.
It's been long enough. Like it takes away the pain, but the scar is still there.
That's fine. He's proven that he can take the pain.
He was fine.
It's I don't know. I enjoyed the training before this a lot. I felt like I was actually accomplishing something. Right now, I just feel like we're running around in circles. I'm sure there's a point to it that I don't understand. You guys are wiser than we are, but it's just kind of out there.
Okay.
Zayana shrugs. Some ways easy, some ways not. Some of it I'd like to explore more.
For example.
Well, messing with a rogue is a little too easy. He's easy to predict. He's young. Giving a test, I mean, come on, he is 1/6 my age, not even. And I'm young for an elf. Like, it was easy to figure out where he'd put things and how to get to places, and even easy to predict the fact that he was going to trade things out. I understood that.
I am yawning.
You're not in the room.
He's upstairs listening, yawning.
Yeah.
The one, Lord Gruck, he's a little handsy. Not that that's a bad thing. And Blue just really a brawl. I mean, we all know how to fight a little bit. Figured there'd be more test of skill. I'm guessing that's where you come in. She says, looking right at you.
Man, what a massive overestimation that was. Saxon with skill.
Well, she's saying she hasn't seen it yet.
They're not worthy of being taught my skill yet.
That's actually probably true.
And who hasn't answered yet?
Grip. She's just sitting in the back nodding. The orc that's towering near 7 foot tall. A half orc, technically. Although she looks like she's probably 2/3 or 3/4 orc. Like, human is in her ancestry, but not this last generation. It's probably
Fair
a
enough.
grandparent.
I'm just kind of look at Grip.
They said enough. I said enough. Gotta get my jaw out when I talk like that. Your tusk getting away. I'm talking. You can tell that she's in deep thought, but she doesn't seem to be somebody of many words.
What is it you think we're attempting to do here?
Are you saying that looking at Grip still, or
All of them. Well, this is, again, it's a question addressed to all of them. I want each of them to answer it.
Slisher stands
As
up first.
in regards to not so much the trials, let's assume you pass the trials, you become part of this. What is it you think we're attempting to create?
So Slisher looked like he was going to answer, and then when you rephrased it, he goes back to thinking. Dez just goes, business? A brotherhood? Group that can rely on each other? You have two dwarves on the thing. You understand that stuff. I had it growing up. Everyone should have it. Slisher goes, a way to make a massive amount of money and kick ass while doing it. Ziana, the Shatterkai elf, female elf. Do you want me to really answer the way I think?
Yes.
Creating a face.
At this point, I'm just curious as to what it is you're going to say.
I think you're using this to create a face. Yeah, make some money, support the mansion, but you're running it as a distraction. I don't know why, but...
Me specifically, or all of us?
You as a group. Maybe not all of you, but some of you. It's a good idea. And Grip just... You need a tribe. A leader's nothing without people to follow.
It's important to note that when this is running, it's not going to be a shadow organization. We're not the Thieves Guild. And I'll spit on the ground before I say it, Ares' hand. We're going to operate in the open. Everyone's going to know who we are, and everyone's going to know who you are. When you walk into a room, when you board a ship, everyone needs to know that if you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us. You have to be a team. Everybody at least look like they understand what I'm saying.
The only one that seems like he phased out halfway through it was Slisher. But
Whatever.
that's just seems to be who he's like the ebb and tide of a flow of the ocean. So but the others they're nodding. I mean Slisher's sitting there nodding too, but he looks like he checked out halfway through your talk there.
All right. Come with me. And I'm going to get up and we're going to leave the mansion.
All right.
We're going to go into town.
All right.
We're going to find a bar.
Which one?
A dive bar. A sailor's bar.
Okay, so what was that? The High Tide? No, the High Tide was the snooty one. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I should know these things by heart.
I mean, we've been there enough times. I should remember it.
Yeah, I know, right?
The Sailor's Dive.
Yes.
It's actually in
Okay.
the name. run by dwarves. You take them in there. The little puddles is everything. So they enter. They just kind of look at you after you get in.
We're gonna be before we go in. I'm gonna say we're also meant to be a somewhat jovial crowd. I want the people to know us and respect us and revere us and love us, while our enemies are filled with dread.
That is where you see Slisher pipe up more than the others. When you say that, he kind of looks over at you with a smile at those two concepts.
You're gonna go into this bar. I'm gonna give them. Okay, Matt. I've done this enough times. I know what it costs. What's a night of revelry where we're covering the town?
At this place, 15 gold.
All right, I'm gonna give them 20.
That was for like 5 people. Like this, they don't have the most expensive booze. Like if you
Right.
go to the so you're giving them each amount, or
No.
I'll go to the bar and giving them 20. Okay.
We're gonna give them 20 gold. I want them to have a good time. I want them to remain the center of attention. I want to make sure that everybody walks away happy and they have a job to do while they're here.
Okay. You giving them each individually a job?
It's a job collectively.
Okay.
Each and every single one of them needs to take someone home. They cannot pay for that person. They have to successfully seduce someone. All of them. This is pass-fail. Work together.
That sounds like something out of Quantico. If you've seen the show, they actually have a test like that in there.
Okay.
It actually was really clever. They put them in teams, and they had to do that at a bar of senator or at a formal meeting with senators.
Fair enough.
Worked out pretty well. All right, so
I'm just gonna
they
sit
kinda
back
look at
and
each other.
watch
Do we
the
have
night.
to? Do we have to be a team?
If one of you comes home, or if one of you does not successfully to seduce someone, you all fail. You're each other's wingman here tonight.
That's good because one of them only has an 8 charisma. So
No money. Money is like goods and services are not allowed to be used in exchange for this. It has to be a pure seduction.
all right, so they each go about their own way a little bit. You can tell that Ziana seems very nervous about this, but you're noticing like there's people looking at her all night. Like she keeps throwing people's eyes easily. She seems nervous because she keeps watching Dez, the dwarf who is about as smooth as a bag of coarse rocks. So she's watching him rather than doing anything herself for the first couple hours. She's like working on just sipping one drink over 2 hours, watching everybody work, not actually doing anything herself. Slisher, he starts drinking. And he does ask beforehand. He goes, "Okay, when you're saying no exchange for goods and services, am I allowed to give people alcohol?"
Yeah, you could buy them drinks.
All right. And yeah, he was off. Like you say that, like halfway through saying you could buy him drinks, and he's already at the bar with an.
I'm saying no hookers, basically.
Okay. Yeah, he's got an armful of beer, and he's going over to a table that he sees. It'll only take him about 10 minutes of drinking with them before he is actually talking to them all, telling them stories. He's like half standing on the table, half standing on the chair, which is tipped backwards, talking about some of his adventures on sea. There's several people swooning over him as he is doing so. You could tell, being a storyteller yourself, that he is greatly stretching the truth for the sake of a good story.
Okay, fair enough.
Definitely doing that, but he is definitely playing it up. And as he's doing it, like he's looking around. Let me see how. And he keeps like bringing in like different things. Like one of the things he brings in, he's talking about a weapon he used, and he goes, "And the crafter of it, it's that one right over there." Points at Dez, you know, and then he goes back and keeps talking about different things. It's obvious that he is going to go home with not one, but probably 2 or 3 people at this point.
Okay.
A 19 on his performance, just a dice roll, was ample enough for that. Grip just starts drinking for a little while, watching some people. There's some people arm wrestling, some people wrestling. She'll have a good 3 or 4 drinks, just watching them before she'll go over and start talking to them. Basically, she's just she's challenging anybody that wants to a brawl. And when she gets she'll brawl a few dwarves, easy enough. Finally, after a while, a larger human male comes and brawls with her. And she gets taken down by him pretty easily, actually, because he rolled really well and she rolled poorly. And she just shakes her head, not satisfied, keeps going and trying wrestling different people. You'll see her at that for about 2 to 3 hours. How long are you guys staying at the bar?
Time does the bar close?
This place, they party sometimes till the sun comes up. There's not an official time of closing. It's when the drinks stop flowing. When people stop buying drinks is when they close. So.
However long it takes.
Alright.
They can leave separately, but they better damn well make sure that everybody has someone.
Oh, yeah, the Slisher's already gone. He left with, 2 females. Grip will leave about 3.5 hours into the night. Having beat almost everybody there that was large and able to fight. She finally leaves with actually a tiny little lady who had been watching her fight all night.
Okay.
So, a human, by the way, if that matters. Dez.
Don't care.
I don't care.
No.
He doesn't care
Like,
about the
with
race.
That is
human,
fucked.
if that matters.
Just leave this. He's fucked.
Dez is doing okay, but he just does not have any charm, and like while he can keep the conversation going, he's obviously not able to like seal the deal very well. And you can see Ziana's definitely concerned about that. Like, she still hasn't even tried to find somebody. Although she has turned down the advances of at least a half a dozen people at this point.
Matt, or just out of curiosity, John, did you read what I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure, just in case it happens, that when I say I called it, Matt doesn't think I'm lying. Go ahead.
All right. So, while he's talking to this one female, she just kind of walks up behind the chick, and you can see she just very nonchalantly takes a bunch of stuff out of the chick's pockets and just starts like reading things out of her pockets, looking at various items, and putting them back. And she'll do this for a good 3 to 5 minutes while Des is talking to her. The chick is completely oblivious to this. At which point, she's going to come over, she's going to sit down at the table and look at the chick that Des has been talking to and been like, be like, can I borrow him for a moment? I want to get everybody here another round. I don't, elven hands, I don't carry things well. And she's like, ah. And so she walks up to the bar with Dez, and you can tell that she's whispering something to him. And he's nodding as she's talking to him for a few minutes. They will return back, at which point Dez seems to have had a 180. Busting out little tidbits about her that just brings the two of them very close together. Like talking about the fact that he likes cats. And she's, oh, I have a cat. Stuff like that.
Okay.
And very clearly able to seal the deal at that point. And she kind of motions for him to go. At that point, she's the only one there left now at this point, and she's gonna walk up to you and be like, "You've seen me turn down people. Do I have to get somebody? And if I do take them, do I have to follow through on it?"
No, I'm satisfied. I saw what I wanted to.
She nods. She's like, "I would have. Just not in the mood tonight."
That's fair.
At that point, she goes up to the bar and has like 6 or 7 drinks within like a half hour, and then is ready to go. She's only had 2 drinks the entire night until that point.
Cool. 2 things I was looking for. 1, to see how they work together, and 2, how do they treat the waitstaff?
As they were going through, most of them were very indifferent to them, mostly. Not rude, not kind, either which way. Dez was a little more so friendly with them because most of them are dwarves. Most of the waitstaff were kind of cold to both Ziana and Slisher because they're elves. Like, just kind of natural. Although they never retaliated with any type of hostility. Grip had a little talk with them at the beginning, asking about recommendations on drinks when she was first getting there. So she did have a short conversation with them and had a good, they seemed to have a good conversation. But neither good, neither bad, not really memorable in any way, shape, or form to the waitstaff.
Okay. All right, I'm satisfied.
So, with that said, while Ziana was at least polite to the waitstaff, not like rude or anything, when she did turn down anybody that hit on her, she did that very rudely for every single one. Like, pulled out full bitch mode.
Fair enough.
Just so you know. Alright, so, yeah. Robert's still not here, obviously.
Oh, Matt, just for the record, what I sent to John was that the easy answer was for each of them to take home the other one.
Yeah. And she was actually willing to do that if she had to, but she didn't really want to sleep with a dwarf.
That's fair. I just, simple answer. If somebody's going to strike out, there you go.
Yeah. And instead she used her investigation to actually find out details and...
Hey, no, I'm satisfied.
No. So... But no, she was actually prepared to, if she couldn't find out information, that was her plan, because she was not going to fail. That is actually, like, in her personality stuff. She does not fail. She hates to fail. So, I just sent to Grook to see if he had any if he had any responses there. All right, so it'll be the next morning early. You guys will be having a quick meeting about this with everybody. Since Vol's not here, we'll just find out what his vote is in a minute when he's texting it. What do you all think?
How'd it go last night, Saxon?
I will give you the rundown of what I wanted them to do, why I wanted them to do it, and what the success rate was.
So what would you quantify it as for yourself?
God damn it, I'm terrible with names.
You can call them by their race too if you want. I can give you the names though again if you want. You want to write it down?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay.
Scion, I thought it was S.
So there you go. I just typed it
Okay.
up for you.
I have to ask though, did Grip get her name because she's shown a remarkable talent for giving handies, or what?
You're not sure. You could ask her.
That's what people will call sexual harassment.
Modern days.
In a
I mean,
company,
yeah.
at least.
And it was Slisher that helped out Dez, right?
No, actually, it
No,
was Ziona.
Grip. Ziona.
Well, technically, Slisher did, but only so far as to make a point in his story to say that he was the craftsman behind the blade that he used to slay the whatever beast.
Which was a very nice sword. So, you know,
I mean,
it
he
was
gave
a
him a-
compliment in his mind. So
He gave him a nod.
And then promptly left and said, "Good luck."
he's a pirate, dude. He's all about his booty.
Yeah. They succeeded in doing what I wanted them to do. Everything else I think we can train. I was, however, most impressed with Ziona.
Anybody else have any thought about any of them? It is up to you all if they are accepted or not. They have already passed Peggy. So it is up to you.
I'm fine
think
with it.
I think they're probably fine, but Slisher might need the most work when it comes to desire to function as a cohesive team, based off of the events of Saxon's experiment last night.
Ambrosia kind of just laughs a little bit. There's always one in every group.
I resemble that remark.
I don't know. The rogue might be trouble. Not the good kind.
How so?
She doesn't do anything for anyone else. She might be able to respect orders, but for how long? I'm fairly sure she's just self-serving, 100%.
Well, to what extent? Because aren't all of them somewhat self-serving? Like, that's their motivation for being here in the first place, isn't it?
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, for example, the dwarf. The dwarf was, at least for me, was the weakest, at least for me. But he showed initiative, trying to help others without anyone telling him to. He is trustful, but he is fearful as well. So he is a follower. You can trust him. With time, he can become one of our most trusted people. That's for sure. Grip, well, the orc is smart. So as long as what we're doing is worth something to her, she will serve us well. She's not foolish enough to just go against us or betray us for small gains. The sea elf, I don't know. I don't know much about him, to be frank. I mean, he has a loud mouth, that's for sure, and he's a show-off.
Which can be incredibly useful.
It can be
Every
useful.
and each one of them
Definitely,
can be useful. The question is, for how long, and what do you want to use them for? Because, for example, you can't really send Death to fight a dragon, because he would shit his pants all the way there, and he will die of a heart attack when he sees it.
The ironic thing is when he's level 8, he'll actually do better than most against a dragon.
Well, I mean, on that note, you can't really send any of us to go face a dragon either.
You
I might
can,
not shit myself, but I'd be dead just as quickly.
yeah, but at least you would be able to do something or try to do something. That's my point. He will be useless.
I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying about him, especially right now. But I think, given time and experience, I believe that would change, at least in his case.
As I said, each one of them is useful. They have their good points. Dez, I told you, he's the most trustful of the bunch. He trusts people the easiest.
Does anybody vote no on anyone?
Well, I agree with you with really placing an importance on teamwork and being able to work within a team. And on that note, I'm not saying no to Slisher, but I believe we should definitely keep an eye on him.
Okay, what do we exactly want to do here? What are we looking for?
What do you mean?
I mean, why do we need those people? What do we do with them? What's their role? Or will their role be?
Train them, make them better, put them in groups, or allow them to find their own groups to then go out and do things that we would maybe consider doing but don't want to because technically, I guess you could say it's beneath us, and in turn, they're going to make themselves money and they're going to make us money.
So you want people who can be trustful, or they won't hit your reputation, basically.
Have you ever played Skyrim?
No, I didn't like that game, at least me.
Okay.
Well, basically, we're going to be training them to take jobs that we are not going to take ourselves. You know, it's like, let's say that the job that Peggy gave us to go to the temple, instead of it coming from Peggy, it came from the government of Thorburn. And instead of going into some secret temple that nobody's ever been in, it's go clear out some troublesome, animals or something that, there's like an overpopulation of predatory animals or something. We can send, we can have them take the quest. They do it. They get paid for it. And then we get a share of it. We're gonna profit from their work because we're going to be the ones to help train them up and get them to be able to do that.
And they will use our name in order to get more job.
That's what I wanted to say. They'll be representing us. So what they do, it will reflect us as well.
Right, but and I understand your point to that. But any of them that are going to sour our name in any fashion are definitely going to be punished for it, and that's not something that's going to be tolerated. Like, is it going to happen? Probably. The more people that you bring in, the more likely that it becomes. But just as quickly as it happens, I believe that those perpetrators would be weeded out very quickly.
Yeah, but you can go, Pink.
Honestly, actually, do you guys mind taking a quick 5-minute break? Give some time to think.
No, it's cool.
I gotta go help with the kids real quick anyway. So
Okay, yeah. So that if somebody who is a member of our group, I think we should get like an emblem of some sort. Like, I want to actually advertise this thing. Walks on the ship, then the sailors feel like they're safe. The person that's hiring us knows that the equipment's going to get there in one place, and if anybody does attack the ship, we fuck them up something fierce. You know? So I don't mind the idea of having people that have different skill sets, because then we get that increases the amount of types of jobs that we can take. You know, I envision this brotherhood almost like a universal protection racket, at least at the beginning. You know?
All the way through to the end, man. All the way through to the end.
Well, like, it can be more than that at the end. But at the beginning, our main job is going to be sort of running as bodyguards, or as like that last step between people trying to run a business and people trying to disrupt said business.
Yeah, but you need to be careful on your representation. Because, for example, we can just be a mob type organization. We protect people for a fee. People will start to be afraid of us.
Well, I mean,
The difference between us and the mob will be that we're not forcing you to use our services.
part of it is I will be the one actually taking bounty and posting here. I will only take job that is actually legit job. They get their job from here, nowhere else. They do not get job themselves. We do it.
Eventually, people will want to come to us, not to fear that if they don't use us, something bad's gonna happen. Like if you go through the mob, the general history of the mob is, you know, pay us this money or your shop's gonna burn down. We're saying somebody already wants to burn down your shop. It's not us, obviously. Give us the money and we will prevent that from happening. Because everybody's going to know that we've taken this job. No one's allowed to touch this shop. If they touch this shop, we come after you. We're also the retaliatory measures for the people that decide to fuck with what goes on.
We are Avengers.
Ideally speaking, we could take contracts to protect places and never even have to send anybody there, because you put up a sign that says we're the ones that are protecting it, and people will leave it alone because they know what we'll do if they touch it.
Yeah, but you need reputation for that.
Right. So we're going to be building said reputation. And the people that are in our organization, say these four right now, are going to know this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Do not let anything happen to this. This is what you're getting paid for. It's not to steal anything while you're there. It's not to go on a murder hobo rampage. That's, you know, my job.
I believe recent events would, you know,
say otherwise.
Statement. Saying,
this is out of character because no one knows it. How many people did you say you killed?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, I've killed hundreds.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. That's all backstory.
Oh, wait. One must set the table before they have dinner.
At that,
You know,
Peggy brought up dinner. Are we gonna have some dinner? I could go for dinner.
Later.
You know, it's also
Yeah.
like breakfast time.
yeah. The point of this is, do these people have skills that we can train up and become useful for an organization like that? Do we believe that they will be faithful to said organization?
I think the rogue won't.
It is fair point to think it. Have you looked into background of any of them? I do not know if any of you actually asked or looked at files I have on them.
No, I didn't.
Can we say that I did? Because I didn't even know they have a background.
You can say it, but I'm rolling an insight.
I was gonna say you can say it, whether you
No,
can
I
or
mean-
not is.
Yeah. Did it? I mean, normally I would have, but yeah.
Yeah, like this is the first time he's mentioned it, even by the way.
The thing is, I
So-
just woke. The thing is, I just woke up that we have 4 trainees. You know, as a player.
Yeah.
I just came the next week and hey guys, we have 4 new people
Oh,
that we need to
That's
train.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's a side effect of missing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Does
the
he?
1 week you miss actually had something
Yeah,
actually happen.
this is bullshit. Actually, I'm missing only 1 week and everything happens. That's what
You
we.
gotta- you just have to know that you can plan to miss a week when we're just gonna get caught up in random conversation and not really do anything.
I mean, I died in the week I missed.
Yeah.
Just to go through it real quick, Grip is from Awen. She was a soldier. During her time of being a soldier, she fought many different people in her flanks, in groups basically. She's still level 1. During the end of it, though, she did find a book that has intrigued her, and that has driven her to want to leave the army and actually seek out the knowledge that's in the book. Looking at that book, you guys will actually realize it is a spell book, an arcane spell book. Whether you tell her that or not is a whole other story. She is adventuring to learn what is in that and what other mysteries she could find in the world. That is her point and why she applied.
Hey, so me casting banishment on her has hidden meaning that even I didn't know about. Nice.
Dez is a guild artisan. He is a brewmaster, a smith, and a mason. He's just getting tired of the everyday grind and decided, if I'm going to be making weapons, I might as well figure out how to use said weapons. He wants to make a name for himself not only as a powerful adventurer, but as the greatest craftsman.
Is he any good?
He's not bad, actually. He's pretty decent at what he does, although he is still barely in his craft. He's only been at it for about 20 years, and for a dwarf, that's no time at all. He's still pretty young. But he definitely shows potential to be good. He is also a cleric of Odin, and is actually a forge cleric. So he actually does have advantages with actually making gear. Slisher was kind of forced into this by, it was a choice of lifetime in prison or reform and join an organization, because he was a pirate captured, and he was like, you're either going to be in prison, killed, or you can reform, but you have to be going to a trustworthy place. And this place decided to give him a chance. It was the only place that did. So he's kind of hoping you bank on him, because he doesn't want to, go back to prison or die. But he does have his pirate tendencies still.
What prison?
He never it doesn't say in there. You could ask him at some point, but he's not in the room at the moment.
That could be quite interesting. What kind of prison?
Ziana actually worked for a nobleman in Previa. She was actually a professional spy on a corporate level. She just got tired of the corporate politics and figured she could put her skills to better use to actually help people. At least that's what her application says.
Well, I hope that's true.
She does gladly admit to the fact that she has, corporate espionage in her past. AKA she has the criminal spy background. So. I don't know if that matters at all for you guys, but that is their thing that was in there, and everything that has happened during these events has been based off of two things: their skills, like what skills they have, what skills they default to, the roles with the skills, and their personality traits. Like I rolled all their personality traits random, and I've been determining how they act on everything based on those. So yeah, that is who the four of them are. They were handpicked by either Boris or Peggy that they have met over the last couple of years to come here. Slisher was kind of a last-minute addition. It was literally, if you don't take him, he's going back to jail. And they had a soft spot and decided, sure, why not give him a chance? And Peggy was a little drunk when he accepted that one. But, watching their skill-wise, so I told you Dez is a Forge Cleric. Slisher is a Ranger. He has skills with quite a bit of tracking and whatnot. He is actually very stealthy, too, by the way.
He's an underwater ranger.
Yes, he is. Xana is, like I said, a criminal background, definitely a rogue. Nobody's doubting that. And Grip is a soldier background fighter, with the intention of going into Wizard at some point.
Okay. Well, I think we need to encourage Dez as much as possible because he should end up being our forger of magic items and weapons. Slisher has just become the dog at the bottom of the pile, and I think we just hammer him and be as rough as possible, because this is his last chance. Just make it hurt.
The good thing about him is he is the only person that has applied to the organization or is in it that can breathe underwater.
Oh, well, then that is handy.
Yeah, but that can be done magically. No one cares about it.
It can be, but it is handy.
I mean, it's handy. It's handy. But, yeah.
I'm just telling you another plus about him. All right,
I can make a potion and breathe underwater as well.
What about Grip and Ziana? What are your thoughts on those, Gruck?
I mean, it's obviously hard to tell about Grip. On one hand, I would say that she is the most generic of all of them, but with the aspirations that she has, there is tremendous upside. So, I don't really have a problem with that. Other than that, I don't really have a problem with the personality as far as I can tell. I do think that there's, some obvious potential, as Zach has brought up, but I think the most likely candidates for something like that would obviously be Slisher or Ziona, but I'm not going to take that into consideration for my vote because it's something that we don't yet know, and if it comes up, I'll deal with it then. And they will, if they choose to go that route long term, they will come to regret it. That's how I feel about that.
Just think about it like this: a little bit of paranoia is good for everyone.
I mean, that's fair, and I don't have a problem with you bringing that up. Obviously not. It's a topic to discuss, but.
All right, so if you guys are ready to vote, you can. What was the parameters for letting them in? I know one of the parameters was they had to have a yes vote from all the nobles for sure. Was Zach included in that concept.
I don't
He's
remember
not actually
exactly.
a noble. That's why I'm asking. What do you guys want to set as the parameters for
Well,
people
because
getting?
was it actually a unanimous from everybody, or was it just majority, and then the nobles could veto with majority?
Well, okay. A majority vote yay for most things was the parameter. Like, the council had to group vote as a majority yay. If the majority of us nobles, because it's our names on the line, no offense, Zach, if two of the three of us voted no, we could veto it. As far as entrance goes, I believe it had to be at the very least unanimous between the noblemen. I would say it has to be 3 out of 4, because we should include Zach in this. It has to be 3 out of 4 of us, a clear majority of everybody, 3 out of 4 of us, and if one of us votes no, they can be let in on a probationary basis.
Okay.
Because what my final idea would be is this. Let's choose a bounty, or, for lack of a better term, and send them on it and see how they do.
By the way, Boris actually did have a suggestion for that, taking note from your book. I believe to keep good relation with here on Isle, their first mission should be for Seaport.
I agree.
Good relation. All that come here must do at least 2 missions for Seaport, prove loyalty here, before they can actually become full brotherhood. This is just basically what you guys are voting here is to give them a chance to even finish the training.
Yes. Do we believe that there's enough potential for us to continue, for us to put them into the final ringer?
So if
I'm good with that.
Personally, I would vote yes on everybody.
Rook?
I want to go last.
Okay.
I want to
Zach?
go last. I'm the rogue.
Zach, whisper it to me.
I'm a noble. You don't get to go last.
If you
We're
whisper,
gonna have to either
I keep forgetting. I can totally lord that over you right now. I got to take.
You
advantage
can,
of
but
it.
that's how you make people hate you, and people who hate you lose their loyalties.
But it's not going to be everybody. It's just going to be you.
I know.
and Zach, if you whisper it to me, you'll technically still be last then, because I won't reveal it till he does. But I'll have you both, sir. So you could do it like it's a ballot thing. Oh, by the way, there was one other thing I do remember that you did miss. That if the other 4 on the council were unanimous, they could actually veto something put forth by the nobles. But it had to be unanimous on their end.
Yeah.
yes.
And Zach, that's you included on that one, so. Basically, so that way there is a power balance. Although the power is shifted slightly to the nobles. Are you with me, Zach?
I just
I vote yay on everybody,
Okay.
but I want to make the note of Slisher being the one that I have the most concern of, not really adhering to the group mentality that we want to adopt. Like the loyalty to the group itself, above his own desires.
Alright. And Zach?
I'll do the same, but against Diana.
Alright. So they're all going to be accepted into the next portion.
Can anybody read that? It's the Elder Scrolls 6 logo at the top,
Yeah.
right? The bottom, it says suicide rate drops to 0%.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
If you vote no against someone, nothing, and you're the only one, nothing happens, or are they on probation?
They are on
I
probation.
would say they're on probation.
Then I want Xana to be on probation.
Well, effectively, that's what I was inferring about Slisher, but I wasn't voting no because I didn't know what everybody else's vote was. I didn't want him to be left out because of my no vote when I just want him on probation.
If one person, okay, like, let's just make this easy so that it's not yes or no. Yes is they're clear with me. No is I don't think they would be good for this group. If only one person votes no, we can admit them in on a probationary basis. You can also vote simply yes but probationary, so that you're not straight saying I don't want them in this. You're saying I think we should be cautious.
Right, make the third option, which is the same as a yes, but with an asterisk.
So-
Then
So-
that's my answer.
So
Okay.
both
that's-
elves are on probation.
Basically, it's
Basically,
not racism.
that just means
Different people. That's funny.
they have to prove themselves.
Now, Boris, do we tell them they are on probation? Or
That's what I
No.
wanted to. That's what I
No.
wanted to say. No.
I think no. Do not. Okay. Do not tell them anything. Tell them they are accepted, and that is good enough. We will see how it'll go. I will see if I can get mission for them soon. For Seaport, see what they can do.
After a mission or two, we do need to create some kind of insignia that they can wear once they're actually accepted in full blown 100%.
Once it is
Right.
designed, I know components needed for it, because I want insignia to also allow transport through portal I am setting up.
Perfect.
Yeah, and technically all of us should also wear that insignia as well once it's established.
Yes.
Part of becoming part of this group will be earning insignia, aka actually finding components to make it, because it's not a cheap thing to make.
And I'm going to have to get it etched into my shield and my baby.
I have a question for you
A
guys.
tattoo right on face.
What's up?
Can we spare anyone from the organization right now?
You guys don't have anybody in the organization.
That's the point.
At this moment, we don't have anyone in the organization to spare.
I mean, anyone here? Can we spare anyone here that's not doing anything right now
For
or
what?
for a little while?
For what type of purpose? It depends
Overwatch.
on what you're Overwatch, like watching them.
Yeah.
That is what Ambrosia does with her scry. She keep eye on them for that.
Yeah, but it's better if someone is there and sees their every move instead of just checking them from time to time. That's why I'm asking.
I can roll up contract that we can keep eye on them further. I need to talk to a friend, but there are contracts signingable that you can do where you can scry more. We do not have unlimited scry though. I do not feel in field for first, at least in Seaport, to babysit a good idea. They do not bear our mark yet. They are trainee.
That's why I'm thinking someone should watch over them. Not give them instructions, just watch.
I think I like where you're going with it, but I think that should come a little bit later, like their first mission after they are fully inducted.
If you want someone to look after them, to do well, best to do so is actually not one in room here. I would say best would be either one of cultists or your squire. Points to Gruck. Have her use mask, look halfling. Follow around. They'll never know.
And they don't even need to follow them. We can just say they are one of the other trainees they never seen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're ignorant enough to believe that.
And
Well, it's not about being ignorant. if, for example, you send your squire, that can be her training as well.
I mean, that's reasonable, except for depending on the timing, I want her with me.
That's why she can be a good person for Overwatch. You don't need her all the time.
Once these all go through, I think Ziana could be very good Overwatch of what you are speaking of. I mean, she walk around here without you even noticing her most day.
Hashtag invisibility.
That was without invisibility.
I mean, for what it's worth, I would already have shot a glance over to Saxon by now.
Hagen and Ailish have a very specific job that they're going to be doing for a little while. I'm not sure that they're going to have much time.
I don't think he was shooting your glance for that particular person.
I think he knows, and that's why he was specifically not saying anything about it.
I do know, and I'm not saying anything about it because I also know that he wouldn't be willing to do it.
Without being specific, the response was good enough.
Alright, we'll let them know they are in. They can celebrate tonight. For tomorrow, they will have mission.
Thank you.
Can we supply the ale and wine and the morning wake up?
That was planned. That is why we built bar upstairs.
I volunteer for morning wake up.
In the meantime, I will go get mission for them.
I'm going to go hunt down Hagen and Ailish.
They're not hard to find. You guys also have to
I'm going
decide what your guys' next move is, by the way, before you leave that room, really. Like, that's all the business for that point left. Boris, Peggy, and Ambrosia will excuse themselves.
When's the trial?
Starts actually tomorrow.
That's what I'm doing. This man attempted my life. I want to make sure he hangs for it.
Alright?
He didn't attempt it, he took it.
Semantics.
I'm not necessarily sure that was a point that needed to be made, but okay.
Also, there's going to be a slight tinge of "shut the fuck up" with that statement in the in my response.
Well, that's rather rude.
I am not attempting to hide anything.
There is a deep encoded message within the message that I sent you.
Yes.
Which means talk more. I want to hear more.
And
If you get to
so
the
we're
third level of
going to
deception.
Seaport tomorrow.
Once the trial itself is over and the execution has taken place, I'm of the opinion that Gruck would like to go to Awen, yes?
That is correct.
About that, you said... Wait, are we still in the room with the others?
No,
Yes.
the
No,
other-
it's just
Peggy-
us four.
It's just
Yeah,
the four
Peggy
of
and
you.
them left.
Okay. You said that you want to kill somebody.
Yeah. I don't know who it is yet,
Alright.
though. It depends on who's in charge when I get there.
How many people are we talking about here?
I don't
Being
know.
present.
Let's see. How long's it been? Like a year since I was last in the village. How big was the village when I was last there? I imagine like 50 to 100 people.
Yeah, it's about 100, 150, depending on if you count the half-orcs in there or not.
Yeah, and probably some slaves.
I
Would be
wasn't
my
counting
assumption.
slaves.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was talking about citizens, warriors, whatnot.
Yeah. Now, I imagine it shouldn't be that much of an issue, except it's also entirely possible that, assuming that a few of them are still alive, that they may very well attack me on sight.
About that, do you want to do a public display or should be more silent?
It depends on technically how it goes. The only public display that I intend to put on is going to revolve around me and whoever is leading the village. That being said, if somebody tries to prevent me / us from getting to the leader for me to announce said challenge in the first place, then obviously it would have to be dealt with, especially if they, chose to attack on sight. I kind of find that unlikely, but I'm also not sure because, well, I didn't leave on good terms.
Do we need healing potions?
I probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Then I need money. I can make them cheaper and better.
I don't know how many I still have anyway. I didn't use every. Well, no, I did use all of them from before, didn't we? I think
If I
we
remember
did.
correctly,
I think we did.
I have some ways to boost potions, right, Matt? But I don't know what.
You have to have the ingredients to boost them as well.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but I can boost potions.
Yes.
Yeah, I did use all of them. I will have to do that. Oh,
And Banju asked specifically, yes, I do intend to put on a display. And at that particular time, I don't have a whole lot of use for you specifically. However, and I will look at Saxon, your involvement will be up to you. I can discuss that with you at any time.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
It's very, very skill specific, so don't feel bad.
As much as I am aware at the moment, I'm alive specifically because of you. And so in this case, I am at your service.
What's your strength?
Me?
Not you, Grok.
What is my strength? At 18.
Yeah. What?
18. What?
I can make a potion to boost your strength as well.
Okay.
I can do a lot of shit. I just need to know what I want to do.
I mean, short term, I've got Estelle working on potions to give me advantage on.
Wisdom saving throws.
Okay, I can make a potion that when you get healed, you will heal double of what you heal, but it will heal you 2 rounds. So basically, you will heal half of the healing potion or the healing spell that you've used, and it will go twice.
Huh. I mean, that sounds
Interesting.
pretty good. Now, for what it's worth, after it's all said and done, assuming it goes the way that I want it to, I want to turn the place into a farm, basically. And I'm hoping that they have enough slaves still on hand, that enough of them would stay to make that happen. If not, then I would have to find people to go there and start working on it. But that's, long-term stuff. Short-term, I intend to put myself up as the leader of the village. So if you have a problem with that, then you're probably not going to want to come.
You
Well,
intend to what? Repeat that?
The long-term, I intend to turn.
No, I
Like-
got that. Short term?
In the short term, I intend to put myself up as the leader of the village. If
Okay.
that is something that is going to be a problem, then you probably aren't going to want to go.
I don't have a problem with it.
Meaning what?
What do you
You'll
mean?
stay there?
No.
Then I don't care.
I mean, I would probably have to traverse back and forth, from time to time, but I intend to communicate long distance, anything that I would need to. And, if something arises, then I might be called away. That kind of stuff.
Matt,
Yes.
what is alchemy modifier? What do you say it is?
Your proficiency bonus. plus
Okay.
intelligence.
Then I can make better healing potions than they sell.
Good.
At least common ones.
I can probably help you track down some of the ingredients. I used to hunt those down on a semi-regular basis.
Please do, and most of the potions, depending on what do you want, are common. At least for the basic potion that they sell. It can be easily found from what I see, most of the range.
That is, of course, the other thing. While I'm there, I mean, it's Awin, so I want to hunt around and see what ingredients that can be found. But that would be en route to the village, and then after the show, so to speak.
Makes sense.
I mean, assuming, of course, that I'm still alive.
Makes sense again.
I do have one request from you, because technically I don't know for sure how things will go once we get there. I do intend to bring Zerka along. It may be difficult for her to witness. Maybe, I don't know. She's a bit young, but I think it will do her good. And then, but if things should go poorly, then please make sure that she is brought back to Seaport so that she can be reclaimed by, take her back to the temple of Ares in town.
Okay, I'm going to make you only one potion, but it will be more expensive. How much is a rare potion, Matt?
Send me that link again. I have to relook through it because it's based on the ingredients.
Hills and Mountain, but I posted it on the book. I left the link on the book. Let me get there. There you go.
Let's say I can't remember. Like I have it somewhere, but I just. Let's see.
I just saved the link on the magical book.
And you're making what rarity is it?
Rare.
And which one are you making exactly?
A potion of invulnerability.
That sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, resistance to all damage. If he doesn't win with that, he's useless.
Well, I mean, you can make it if you want to, but I'm not going to drink it before I challenge the leader of the village. Just so you know.
Why not?
Because what of me using that potion makes it an honorable fight? This will be a one-on-one challenge between me and whoever the leader is. I'm not going to cheapen it with that. I appreciate the effort. Make no mistake. But that can be saved for a later time. Or used for yourself in case, just in case things go south right away as soon as you get there.
If things get south, they won't see me.
If things get, even more south.
So it requires.
We could end up having an entire village of orcish warriors after us. I mean, maybe. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. Oh, so yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. Nobody's asked why I didn't leave on good terms.
Nobody cares enough about you.
I mean, yeah,
It's up to you if you want to say it. It's none of my business. I don't care what happened in the past. I care what happens in the future.
Okay, so it is a rare. Purchasing it is going to be, depending on who you're talking to, anywhere from 100 to 200 gold for enough to make a potion.
Okay.
So it just like depends on trade and everything else. Some days it's more, some days it's less. That's the wide range, but probably somewhere in the middle. To answer your question, I have to actually.
Are there any
this.
hills?
I love this thing though.
Are there any hills or mountains nearby?
There's hills, yes, but mountains, like the type of mountains these are going to grow on, are really only going to be the southern area, Zahor, almost all of Thorburn, the far east of Awen, and the northern areas of Zaglon.
Is your tribe near the far east of Awen by any chance?
I have no idea. Matt?
Yeah, you're kind of central. So kind of close to it, but not quite all the way out there.
Only a little bit out in the middle of nowhere.
So, again, these are things you guys can look for as you're going out too. So, there I gave you guys the map so you can look at it. Your tribe would actually be right about where the above W, somewhere in that area, above the word Awen.
Gotcha. Well, that's good selection, close to the river. That's smart.
Yeah. Quick escape. That's why your tribe is there. As you guys are discussing this, there will be a knock on the door. And Ambrosia will stick her head in. I thought you might want this sooner than later. She holds up a very small book. Somebody just dropped this off for you, Zach. And she comes in and hands you the small book.
Oh, giddy, it's here. Thank you.
It is not the one you were expecting. It is something else.
Okay.
Ha!
What's in it? I just want to take a fast look. See what.
It looks like it is. How do I describe it? It's gonna take a little more than a fast look. But it's definitely about arcane studies, is what it's about. Which is not what you were asking for in any way, shape, or form. But the concept of everything is eternal life without undeath. Is the title of the book.
Okay.
So, it is not from Zahor, by the way. It is from Awen. So, and it is written in Gnomish. I don't know if you speak that one.
I don't speak Gnomish. Shows all the languages. That's what I have to speak.
So,
I'll have the guy. What was his name? The slow guy translated for me.
the dwarf.
No, not the dwarf. The guy that lives in the basement.
He could do that for you, but this read, which probably only took maybe 2 hours for a normal person, will probably take him most of the day to read it to you.
Well, he can learn the essentials while we're gone. I'm just kidding. I'll just put it somewhere right there, and maybe I'll try to learn Gnomish.
Anybody speak Gnomish?
No.
Nope.
Well, you do read the title of the name is written in common. Gnomish uses a lot of common things, so it's easy to read some of it. But it seems to be like it's got a binding around it, and it says how to achieve eternal life without necromancy. And the little bit you can read, because there's little bits in common, most of it's in Gnomish, it does seem to be written by a gnome named Quartz Toil.
Quartz toil.
Yeah. Looking at some of the diagrams, give me a knowledge religion check. Or
I don't
arcane,
know.
sorry. Knowledge arcane check.
Ooh, 24.
Looking at some of the diagrams, some of the symbols, with some of the words in common that you can read, you piece together that you think this has something to do with constructs, but you're not 100% sure. Maybe
I
not
think.
exactly what you're looking for, but knowledge can come from anywhere.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I want them to search more for other books,
Oh,
as many as they can.
as far as you know, they're still looking. So
Okay, that's fine.
that's
Then.
just the first one that has turned up.
Well, I'm gonna stack them, so it's fine. What did you say the writer's name is?
Quartz Toil.
Quartz toil.
Yes.
And the title of the book?
There is. It seems to be a journal, actually. They just kind of. It looked like somebody had wrote a band around it so that they could keep track of it in their own private library. That says how to achieve immortality without the use of necromancy.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna put that in my chest.
giggity. So, all right. And then she takes her leave. So if you guys wanted to continue talking, or you can go about doing other things, your choice entirely. We can go to the trial if you want.
No, I have something. I want to talk to Ailish and Hagen before then.
Okay, we can do that. Unless you
On
guys
the
want to
what?
talk, you wanted to do.
On the way to the trial, I would like to make a stop at Zerat's place. Have
All
a-
right. So
Have a
let's
quick
go to the
chat,
talk with Hagen and Ailish real quick.
Okay. I am of the opinion that I don't remember her name. The lady nobleman, whatever, is the one that ordered the hit,
Madrissa.
Madrissa.
hmm
I cannot act against her without verifiable proof. I would like, while I am otherwise indisposed, the two of you to see if you can't find any of that proof. Use whatever means are necessary. However,
Hagen's smiling until you say however.
I do not want her to know, or anybody for that matter, that we're gathering this proof until we decide to tear the rug out from underneath her. She's intelligent. I don't want her to have time to get ready.
Hagen, you can see zones out at that point. He's like, I'll just train people.
When, and this one will specifically involve Hagen, when we go after her, we're going to go after her hard and fast and brutally.
Ailish says giggity.
But I want to make sure we have the right person. Find me the proof.
Alright.
That's it. That's what I need.
She will definitely...
I want this to be done underhandedly. Like, if she has any inclination that we're going to come after her, it's going to be that much more difficult. I want her to be totally convinced she got away with it.
Okay.
assuming she's actually guilty.
Assuming, of course, she's actually guilty.
That is true.
If she's not guilty, I want to know who is. This is the best lead I have at the moment.
Makes sense.
But especially while we're in a win, I want to come back and know who I have to kill.
What?
And I don't want any reprisals. And then I'm good to go to the trial.
Alright, so we'll go to the trial then real quick on this. The trial itself has been convened. It is taking place in the council chamber. The man in question is brought in a cage, kept in the front. There is an over amount of legality to the whole thing. You know, they have to, we're here for this, blah, 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 blah. Does anybody call to order the court? And one person aye, and another person second, vote on it. Like, over stupid amounts of stuff in order to even get to the point that they can start the trial. It takes about 2 hours to get through all the legal bullshit, which you can tell Lord Sharp is tuned out for most of it. He just says aye when he needs to. When it comes to the actual trial starting, the first thing is a guard comes in and talks about the scene he saw when he came and saw you dead. Discussing that. A couple of the noblemen have minor questions for him. He answers them quickly. By the way, he is from Zahur, this particular guard. He was one that arrived a little bit later. Then they will bring in a mage who is a moderate level mage. You can tell he is higher ranking in the Mystic Sanctum than Gruck is. And they will ask for his testimony, and he will inform them of the spells he has cast to investigate on the actual time of the murder. And he will describe the events as he saw them. And then when he is done, they said, is there anything else you want to add? He'll say, yeah, there is one other thing I want to add, and that is, I believe these assassins are still at work here in town. One of my very good friends was assassinated by an arrow containing the same poison just days after Lord Saxon was attacked. So they're expanding their attack radius, but thankfully my friend had enough saved up that he was able to be resurrected, and he is still with us. But they definitely use the same poison, same type of poison. Pretty sure it's from the same batch.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yeah, absolutely, if you wanted to. You could tell that at this point, though, even before you speak, that like you can ask for emotion for it, but with the way they've been moving, after each person they have to take a motion, vote on to dismiss, and then vote to go on to the next portion. Have you ever been to a church voters meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very much like that. Asinine,
Oh,
you're just banging
fucking God!
Banging your head into the table like, oh my God, this is so stupid. So after they dismiss that one, when they go to bring up another one, Lord Sharp stands up and just goes, "Can we just skip the bullshit? That is enough information right there to condemn the man. We have more than enough proof with just 2 witnesses. If you want to bring in somebody to try to defend him, feel free, but there's none on the list here. We all can see that. Every single one of these people is obviously for the prosecution, not the defense. So how about we just skip all the extra bullshit and vote to just take care of this?" You can see a couple of them are a little more with that, but there is somebody that seconds it immediately. Another younger noble that just seems annoyed with the whole process as well. And they do dismiss for a few minutes to discuss, and they come back actually and have at that point within 3 hours of the trial starting rendered a unanimous guilty verdict. At that point, they will address you, Saxon.
Mm.
You, as the one who was assaulted, and that of noble blood now, have the right to choose form of execution if you wish. If not, the council will decide on the form. It will, however, take place tomorrow morning. This is one speaking, he's a younger guy. Tomorrow morning, 10 minutes after sunrise, as even the condemned should be able to see Apollo wave at them one last time.
What was the way this man asked to die?
Shit, dude, I don't remember.
I think it was poison that he could, like. Well, it was. I believe it was poison because he wanted to be able to control the circumstances of his death, not have somebody else dictating it. So he wanted poison to just to have when he chose to take it.
So basically, he wants to commit suicide. Yeah, that is right.
What do I know about their religion specifically? Suicide's a bad thing, right?
In some religions,
The Aries hand.
they're borderline cultists, so it's more accepted and probably preferred to talking. I mean, they're like fascist levels of devotion.
Is he looking at me?
He is not looking at anybody. He is staring straight ahead into, what would be like a podium, basically.
I will stand up and I will say, as long as he's dead and it's public and everyone knows not to try this horse shit again, I could care less how he dies.
They nod. Then, as custom for attacking the nobleman, it will be done by a gruesome manner, as to send a message for the manner of birth of the nobleman. Saxon, you are from Awen, correct?
I have it written down, hang on.
I'm pretty sure you were Awen.
I'm pretty sure I was too. Yes.
In that case, he will be drawn and quartered 10 minutes after sunrise tomorrow morning in a public setting along the beachfront.
Ooh, red sand. Like an arena.
Yeah,
What?
like an arena, red sand.
There you go.
Greg should find an arena to fight in.
Later on, you can build your own. Just train the trainees like that.
Yeah. There is actually arenas in the world. There are gladiators.
I want to kill them all.
And beat
Spartacus.
one.
So, yeah, the next morning he will be tied each limb to a separate horse. And when the time hits, they will stick each horse with an iron, with a hot iron on the rear.
Why hot and not just hit it?
They want them to move real quick.
Proper motivation.
And also animal torture.
Because fuck
When
animals.
it's done, I'm gonna look down at Warwick and be like, "Are you satisfied?" He's still yours, yes.
He looks up and nods. Almost fully.
LOC, did Saxon just talk to himself in public?
Yes.
No,
Probably via our
yeah.
head.
When I speak to Warwick, it's typically
Did he look at him though?
Oh, every time. He usually like.
Okay, close enough.
So.
I don't care if people think I'm nuts.
People will think what they want.
Also, at this point, it's not a giant secret that I have an imp.
No, it's
I mean, no,
really
like
not.
the entire town should know that.
So, yeah.
By the way, Gruck,
Yes.
can I come with you?
Depends on where you want to go.
Well, all over the place. I kind of need you to make the potions.
After I make my stop to talk to Zerat, then sure.
Yeah,
Then,
Zerat was easy to get a hold of, by the way. That's why I kind of glazed over that. He's easy to find. In fact, he goes to the trial himself to spectate the whole thing.
Okay, we can make a stop on our way.
It's
I
been
don't
a
mind.
couple of days, yes.
It
Since
depends
I
on when they're
went
willing
to Fred's house.
Probably normal time. 9:30. I need to get sleep tonight. All right. So, all right. Sorry.
I think I just interrupted John and Zach. I'm sorry.
All right. So yeah, you guys, what did you want to do? And was it on the day of the trial, like after the trial, or what were you want to do?
I suppose that'd probably be the easiest. I believe he wants to go hunting down ingredients, if I was not mistaken.
All right, but you wanted to stop and talk to Zyra at first, right? You said.
Yeah, like either on the way to the trial or immediately afterwards is fine, but preferably indoors because I don't know, it's not overly personal, but it's
All right, you'll have a chance to talk to him. So, actually, Zyra will after the condemning thing, he will actually offer to take everybody to a celebratory lunch.
I'm in.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but we're leaving when? Tomorrow? 1 day? 2 days?
Probably tomorrow.
So
Preferably tomorrow morning.
we really need to get a go on those ingredients.
It takes. You do know how long it takes to do crafting, right?
How long?
Oh, it's in the player's handbook. Hold on. I gotta look it up.
Don't you use the new rules that got popped? What are they?
There's a general rule for downtime activities on it that I use, unless there's a better one out there now.
I think it was the new book. What was it called? Because if I recall correctly, from the general rules that were in the player handbook, it will take me like a week or something to make 50 gold.
I think it's 25 gold a day, if I remember right. There it is. Yeah, 5 gold a day. No, that doesn't work.
Told you it will. Yeah, I wanted to have a blacksmith long ago, and I wanted to craft a sword, a normal sword. It would have taken me a lot.
Yeah, it would have. I think Xanathar's had a thing for new downtime activity. Crafting an item. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's 50 gold a week, and that's half the. First, you half the value, the cost of the item, and 50 gold a week.
A
So
week?
yeah, that's how long it takes to craft anything. So, in other words, like say you're making something that costs 100 gold, the material components is only going to cost half that, so 50 gold. So it'll take 1 week to make it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it takes a while to make stuff. That's part of the reason. Like crafting is usually done by NPCs. That's why you have Ambrosia. Like if you she has access to this lab now. You may be the one that's coming up with the cool ideas and stuff, but you're like, okay, I figured out how to do this. Now you make it. You know, you're just doing the research and giving her the means to do it. Like, that's what the mad scientist assistant is for, right?
And
It's
soon,
alive!
That's what Zach or Des. That's what he's going to be doing.
So, and I also do allow like I told you, the alchemy lab you have allows for up to 3 people to help. That's 50 gold per person helping.
So can we make
So if you
less
have
than a
4
week?
If you have 4 people working, you can make a 200 gold item in 1 week.
And if we're making only one item?
Yeah, if it's 200 gold, then yes.
50 gold.
Then you can make 4 of them in that week if you wanted to. So
Do you want to wait a week?
What, for some health potions? Nah.
Yeah, but there are special health potions.
I
he's
mean,
like, I got heals.
I really don't think it's going to be that big a deal.
Well, think about it. How much can you heal with a normal heal of yours?
I don't know, more than a standard health potion.
Yeah, but mine is not standard.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's twice as effective, then it'd be about the same.
If you have an alchemy kit with you, you can work on it daily. It only requires so much work a day.
Okay, so I'm going to need this. I put them down. Actually, I have so many tabs open that I don't know which one I want.
I have that happen a lot.
Okay, do you have the ingredients thing up?
Yes.
I want the dried ephedra, which is the third. No, which is it's uncommon, I think.
Where was it? Okay.
You found it?
If it's it's uncommon, yeah. Yeah.
Milkweed seeds.
Which is common if I remember right on that one.
Yeah, there's nothing rare, only uncommon at best.
Alright.
Wild sage root.
Okay, that's a very common one as well. Alright.
And some lavender spring.
Okay. So common. And what was the last one you said?
Lavender spring.
No, I mean the first one. Sorry.
Dried ephedra.
Okay.
Ephedra, yeah.
Alright. Huh. Not bad. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah. It's a very good one, actually.
Alrighty. Being common items, we're gonna do. You can ask around. The 3 common items are easy to find. You'll be able to get those fairly abundantly, and they are gonna be 10 gold apiece. The last one, there's only one person that sells it in town.
Which is the last one? The lavender spring?
No, the dried one. The uncommon one. There's only one person that sells it in town, and that's Sistal.
And that's who? The tiefling?
Yes. Your favorite person.
Hang on 1 second, guys. What's up? Matt, I'll be right back.
Alright.
Okay, basically, Grok, I'm making a potion that will be very big, basically. So you usually start with 2d4 plus 2, right?
For a normal healing potion, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will firstly make that 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. I mean, that's better.
After that, I'm going to double the dice. So it's 4d6 plus 2.
No, it takes off the plus.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But there's the thing, I can stack that. So I can make it 6d6.
Yeah.
There's the wild seer gut as well. Where the hell is it? Chrome blood created. Right, that's the basic one. And the lavender just reduces and makes it more stable. So I can make a very big potion, basically.
Oh, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And actually, that's going to cost the same amount as making a normal one, and will take about a week to craft one. Now, the advantage of having the larger alchemy lab is also you can make bigger batches of stuff. So
I can.
With one person assisting, you can make bigger batches, yeah. And I'd say it's exponential for some of the things like that. Like making a bigger batch of, like, say, 4 of those potions is possible for you to do with the lab you guys have set up. It just depends on what you're making. If you're making something that's a very specialized, like an invisibility potion or something like that, that's very specialized, and you need to do it in a very specific format. This is one you can make in a bigger format. So, what's the check to make that then?
I guess it's D8. It's an 8 plus the modifier that you add. Because it has plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 on the side. Either a 10 or an 8. Whichever is the...
Let's see. So yeah, you have, and you're doing 1 or 2 of the milkweed seeds. Because you can only do up to 4 ingredients at once.
Okay, so the potion doesn't count, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, to make a potion, you use only lavender spring, basically, and that's a potion.
Well, technically, what it is you choose the ingredients. So, like, you want to do wild sagroot, a milkweed seed, lavender spring, and the dried. That's one potion with all 4 in it.
Okay, got
So
it.
It'd be 2, 4, minus 1, so it'd be a plus 2 to the DC. I just gotta find what the baseline DC is.
Oh, most of them don't have a DC? You didn't check that.
No, it's like I'm trying to find the DC for crafting it. Okay, here it is. 10 plus all the ingredients, so you'd only have to roll a 12 or better on your alchemy check to craft that.
Okay, then I'm going to remove something from it. The one that reduces the DC.
Yeah, you could remove that, add another one that doubles the dice in there, and it's still a 14. Or that'd be a 16.
Yeah.
And you can easily do that, so. But yeah, that's it's a pretty interesting concept on how they have it all set up. Anyway, regardless, I don't think you have time to craft it right now unless you guys wanted to delay the trip.
I could make 4 of those? How much is it?
If you had a week, yes. And
So we can...
The ingredients for that is, let's see, 10, 20, 25... 50 gold, actually, each for the ingredients. So the same price as a normal healing potion. But it's going to be doing, I would say that's what, 8d6?
Only 1. It's 8d6. Healing potion.
But if you're doing 2 of the milkweed seeds in there, double the dice rolled for any healing, and then stack it. Does it stack off the original or the exponential? And probably off the original. Still, 66 is a good heal for 50 gold.
Yeah.
So
I can. Yeah, but that's the rare. How much is the rare one?
what do you mean?
No. Let me check. Give me a sec.
That's 1 uncommon and 3 common ingredients.
Okay, I'm going to put only 1 of the milkweed, and I'm going to add the Kengo brush.
Okay,
That's uncommon.
okay.
2, 4. That's the 6th one from the top.
Yeah.
It doubles the dice rolled,
Yes.
and he
And
gets.
the recipient gets that healing per round for 2 rounds. That's very nice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 25, 50, 65 gold to craft that one. So that would actually take a little over a week or 2 people working on it.
I'm going to have 2 or 3 people.
Who else are you going to help work with it? They have
I'll
to have
hire a.
They either have to have the herbalism
Okay,
skill
sorry.
or the alchemy skill to help you.
I'll get Grook. He has herbalism. And we can make it.
I mean, later, sure.
So. Yeah, with 3 people working on it, you can make one of those in 3 days. Or you can make, yeah, it just kind of goes on how it works. But anyway, so that is going to be there. You guys will have to decide what you want to do. Is there anything you guys want to do? Because I have 10 to 20 minutes now. I'd say I'm getting pretty tired right now, and I have to be up at 5 in the morning.
I was. Go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to ask Sarat was last time when I asked him about the storage spaces that he's renting out, he said he was investing it. I didn't ask him how much there was.
No, you never did. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah, and then there was going to be a side note to go along with that because I do want him to just go ahead and continue doing what he's doing. But I'm curious as to what he knows as far as how much would it cost to buy a, like a ragtag bar or pub or something.
Depends on how ragtag and where. Laws and whatnot. It could be any price, really. It just reasonably though, around 10,000 gold.
How much is a ship?
Around that same price actually.
Okay.
And honestly, when I said they aren't renting for all that much. The amount of money that you have made so far is only 30 gold so far. I have it reinvested. And if that investment should turn out, it will actually be more profitable than that. It's a passive thing. Passive income. They're very small closets.
Oh yeah, no. That's totally fine. I'm actually wondering.
OOC, it generates about 6 gold a month on average.
Right. As far as the investing is concerned, would you mind if I made a contribution to your efforts?
By all means, I'm always looking for investors.
I don't know. I don't have much to contribute at the moment, but say 100 gold to start.
Very well. It just pushes closer to the goal.
Okay.
And I do actually have a running tally of how much you've invested. Everybody has. So.
The only other thing is just to let him know that me and I believe the others are going to be out of town for maybe a few days, maybe a week. Not entirely sure yet, but yeah. If anything is needed during that time, then you can probably let Ambrosia know, and then she will either get in touch with us or let us know upon our return. Otherwise, all the best, and we'll see you when we get back.
Makes sense. That works. I wish you best on your adventure, and may it be profitable.
Yep.
Oh, pretty high praise from a dragon on that one. That's yeah. Anyway, what else did you guys need to do? Anything else while you're in town?
How long has it been since I was over at Fred's? Also, I would have given him some time to spend with his family. Like, I wasn't going to take him home that night.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I figured you were going to give him at least a week or two, type thing. When you got back from Awen is probably the assumption on when he's going to come back. Unless you wanted to take him with you. That gives Awen time to actually finish the building project that she's doing, which she has already detailed out and got people bringing in stuff for it. So, she's like your secretary.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, he it's been a couple days, but he's 3 days actually since you talked to his family.
I just want to stop by.
On the day of the execution, that is. All right.
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, hang out with them for a little bit, play with the kids, whatever.
They are pretty excited to see you. You do have to go to their new place. It is much nicer. It actually has 2 bedrooms and a living room area, as well as a proper kitchen, and a actual facility outside. Not a bucket.
Nice.
Yes. Like it's an actual outhouse, not a bucket in the corner that they had to go poop in.
Good.
Yeah. They are very grateful for all that you've done for them. Welcome you with open arms. So.
Yeah. I just, have them be comfortable around me, that kind of thing. I want the kids to like me. Yada, yada, yada. So while I'm there, I'll go hang out with them for a while.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me. Alright.
Other than that, I'm good.
Alright, so is there anything else anybody wants to do to prepare for the trip? The ingredients you're wanting to pick up, Zach, like I said, you won't have time to make it because they're gung-ho on going on the trip sooner than later. But you could buy them and have Ambrosia, there's her name, work on them while you're gone and have them ready when you come back.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Will it add my modifier or hers if I start the thing?
It's whoever's working on it.
So it's not mine.
No. But it doesn't matter if you're doing the double dice, it takes away the modifier anyway. It's just
yeah, but I was thinking on making normal ones with the modifier because it's worth a lot more. And it takes less.
It does.
As well.
Like that with just a wild Sigurd, the normal healing potion there, you can actually make those fairly quickly. Those you can make a decent batch of those. You can make 10 of those a week.
And how many in a day? 1?
1 a day, yeah. The difference is also, it takes time versus money. Time is money. I mean, that's the way it is in everywhere, forever. you're only having to put in 5 gold to get a potion that would cost 50 there, like in the store. But it does take you a full day of downtime activity.
So I could just become an alchemist and become rich?
Well, eventually. It just depends on how quickly people buy them. So.
Well, they are special. They have a +9.
That's not bad.
How long will it take me to make an uncommon, a greater healing? Just that.
What is the ingredients you have to do to add to it to become uncommon?
There are no ingredients on this one for uncommon.
I'm guessing like the Gengo brush. You can make like 2 a week. With that.
It will be worth more if I make the normal ones. Oh well.
So.
You said that you found the rules in the guide for everything?
For what?
Xantara's guide for everything, or what was it?
Yeah, Xanathar's Guide for Everything had the basic rules for crafting times. Downtime revised. And you can have access to that on D&D Beyond now. So. Yeah, it's 50 gold a week. You can take a look at it. So. Anyway. So anything else anybody needs to do to get ready? Or are we pretty much good to call out here tonight?
I'm good.
I think that pretty much does it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and call it here tonight, and we will see. We'll start off with you guys preparing to set forth the next day. I do assume, by the way, automatically that you guys are booking passage, or are you trying to use the teleportation circles? Which one are you doing? I should know that first.
Well, I mean, obviously the teleportation circles would be significantly faster. What? How much would it cost to book passage there and back?
Booking passage is going to cost you actually about the same because of your discount.
I mean, if that's the case, then we could probably just as well go ahead and use the teleportation circles. The only downside is that if things go poorly and I'm not there to come back, then it's more expensive for the rest of you to get back. or you'd have to book passage from Awen.
The closest you'll be able to go, you can either go to Halbs or Basau when you guys do travel, so that is one thing you'll have to decide. Halbs is on the coast, Basau is the capital of Awen.
Well, I mean, we might as well just go straight into the capital.
It is closer. It's a short jaunt over the hills or mountains to the river, and you can get down to your old place fairly easy. And by a short jaunt, I mean it's only 180 miles.
Yeah, might take us a few weeks.
It could.
And theoretically, if we're going to be in the capital of Awen anyway, then we might also make a stop into, wherever their council resides to see if the letter that they sent us ages ago would still be in play or not.
That is true.
Once upon a time, they requested our presence.
Oh yeah, that's where the old oak tree is. Oh, that's exciting. I forgot
So
about
basically, they just got ignored.
Well, I'm just looking at the what all things I had in there. I forgot about some of the inns and stuff.
For what it's worth, also, OOC, I forgot to have a conversation with Pink about something that Gruck needs to tell Saxon. OOC, it was the last time Gruck went to speak with Zerat. What he mentioned to Gruck, I need to relay that to Saxon. I had forgotten to do that yet. And then, of course, it's working out the details of when we get to the village in Awen. But I just thought I'd mention that those two things would be discussed at some point.
We can do that at work. We can do that later. I don't know if Matt needs that to be on video.
You guys can do that later. That's fine. We'll surprise me later with it.
Okay.
So, we will start this continuation adventure next week. Meeting at the same time, gentlemen. Yeah. I will post it on Roll20 this week earlier. I apologize for not doing that before.
Are there any chances I'll find a special book in A-Win?
There is chances for everything to happen.
If we get a ring of Caterpillar control, dibs.
Why especially Caterpillar?
Dude, that's like everything.
The most epic fucking item ever.
I don't know how many times that item actually saved our lives. That's the thing that's still...
Yeah, I know.
Mind.
Can you give me an example?
We got tied up one time, and like they stripped us of all of our items, except that one because they thought it was a joke. And the mage...
And originally it was.
It was, and the mage was able to conjure a couple worms, because it was caterpillars, worms, and other things. Was able to conjure some little creepy crawlies, and they ate through the ropes. On their strongest person was able to free everybody, and then we were able to actually escape, get our stuff back. It was stupid crazy how that worked. The amount of times we were able to get past a lock because of a caterpillar crawling into a lock, or other just random things. And it was always based off a dice roll. It's just...
Yeah,
the player
it just
was
worked every single time.
lucky.
And it was always creative.
So
So it's become a thing. It's the most powerful item in the history of D&D as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good stuff.
Alright. You have a good night, sir.
Alright.
See ya, man.
Have a good week, guys.
Everybody. Bye.
Talk to y'all later.